So let's create login authentications for our applications. These are the routes which we'll be using in later. So currently I am working on the login API, so it's in auth controller. So let's start with the cashier ID. I will getting cashier ID from params like in previous videos. I am doing the same. So let's get cashier ID from param. Now create a data with a map type of string. Map is a data type like array and other formats. So here I am getting data from body parser. So what body parser did, like user enter input fields data in the body and will request to the backend. We will pick it from body parser. Here I will reference it to the data map to push that data. So I am checking if error is not equals to nil, because body parser returning an error if there is an error. So I'm checking and returning a status of 400 with a JSON fiber map, 2 keys success and message like I am doing in the previous videos, similar format. So invalid post request. And the next I'm checking postcode field either is empty or not, because it's necessary. Based on that you are going to create a login authentication. So here all the data which body parser receive will store in the data variable which contains a map data type of string. Here I am checking inside data passcode equals to empty, then I am returning a status of 400 with a success false, and message would be passcode is required. And there is another type I am entering error which contains data type of map string or interface. It's not necessary, maybe we'll use in the future. So for now you just focus on the 2 keys success and message. Now I'm creating a cashier variable which contains a map of models cashier, db.db.where. Here I'm checking ID of cashier over the first, and I'm passing a cashier object here. In the next there will be a validation. Check if cashier ID exists or not. If empty or equals to 0, it means no cashier found. So I am returning the status of cashier not found here. So let's copy the return statements from the above and replace this message cashier not found. That's it. And in the next I am checking if cashier passcode equals to the passcode which we have in the database. If it's matched, it means that the user is authenticated. If it's not matching, it means that the user is not authenticated. So the passcode would be unique for every user. So if it's not matched, then means the passcode is not matched, the user is not authenticated. If it's matched, we will create a tokens. There will be a package of JWT. So let's install it first. How to install? Goget and github.com/golang-jwt/jwt. That's the package. You should type here in the console and enter. It will install automatically in your applications. Now if I will type JWT dot, it will prompt me autocomplete. For now it's not giving, so let's import manually. github.com golang-jwt, it's imported. Let's type again. Now it will prompt us the specific packages functions of that JWT library. contains. So JWT.new claims, it will take sign method of algo 256, and in the second JWT claims, map claims. Inside that I will pass issuer, of it contains the string convert integer to string, and the next it's expired at, it's a time which will be equals to 1 day, time dot now, and on the next I'm adding time dot hour multiply 24, which means that it's 1 day, it's a Unix timestamp based. Okay, on the next it will create a token for us. Let's store that token in the token string. Actually, token have a specific function signed string which contains a bytes, array bytes, and we will get a secret key. We will pass here instead, but I will use a get env which gives us a specific secret key which we will storing inside the .env config file. So here JWT underscore secret, Amir Khan secret is the value of it. So how to access it? That JWT specific config environment variable, here os.getEnv, and pass it the key, so you will access it. Now I'm checking. Actually the token dot sign string will gives us two parameters in return, error and string. So here I am first checking that if error not equals to nil, I will pass error, token expired or invalid, and the next cashier data equals to make a map. Actually a data type which I have already described. Its type is string and it will contain interface. So why I have created cashier data of type map? Because I am storing the token string inside that. I have created a key inside cashier data with name of token and passing a token string there, and I'm returning status of 200 with that token in response when user successfully login. So the key is first success true, message success, and the data would be a cashier data which contains the key of token. Let's recap. We have imported JWT package for that, and we have created data of type map, and we will pick body parser data inside stored in the data variable. And now I'm checking validation, and here I have write a query which will check either cashier exists or not. Similarly, the other check for checking comparing cashier passcode with a data passcode. If it's matched, then request will be validated, otherwise it will a wrong user. So here the error method is not, error key which I have entered is not necessary, but we will maybe use in the future. I have described later. Here the token logic starts. If the record match, then the token will be created. If not, it will stop the execution because I have already added the validation. So it contains, if you notice that signed token, which I have told you that it returns string and second param is error. So that's it. The string which I have saved on the token string, and the second param I have put error. So I have checked that, and in that map I have stored data of cashier token in that map data type. It's similar like object which contains key values. So let's start the server and test the endpoint. Go to the Postman. Here I have dynamically added a host. How you can do that? If you click on the folder of our main collection, here we can use inside variable, pass a host, and like that. So we have passed it, and now if I click on the login, it will return me a token. Here if we pass a wrong passcode or cashier ID, it will prompt us a message that cashier not found. Here we will pass a cashier ID in a params, like I will pass 2, the original one. It will return me a token, because the main important thing is a passcode which we will passing in the body. So if I will change the passcode to something else, and it will validate and it will respond that passcode is not matched, this means that the user is not validated. Mostly the passcode will send through OTP like mobile SMS or an email. So here I will pass the third param, third user cashier ID 3, and its passcode would be 889 something, and it prompt me the specific data. So that's it for that video, and thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks.